Share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. Good morning, online viewers. I'm DJ Marisha coming to you once again from the Brown Hill proper area here on Nevis. I'm here to bring you some update. Well, you know, the Premier said that there is no brain in the area here of animals because of the type of lands in the area. So I am here to just show you that there are some animals here in the area. As a matter of fact, they are penned in this area and they'll be going out to bray in a bit. Good amount of sheep and goats here in the area. This is at one area here in Brown Hill. So I just want to highlight the area just in case the Premier want to take some time out from his Juve jam and come across here to the Brown Hill proper area. You can see a great deal of animals that were in this area. I'm here with my tour guide again, as usual, the man Livingstone Williams, aka Stoneman. Brother Stoneman, good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, good to be back at Nevis. Yep, so just bringing you in the area to see.
They know just where they're going.
So they're heading out to bray.
Right. We will be heading down to another pen in the area. It's down the
And they know exactly where they're going. As you can see in the distance there, they know exactly where they're going. So this is the area that the Premier said in over 100 years, not even animals can exist in this area because the place is so dry and the land is not usable, so that you have to hand it over to the destiny. So we're going to head down the road a little further here. And continue checking the area here. So that was one area there. We're going to take a quick run down to another area. hanging with my boy, Brother Livingstone Williams, aka Stoneman, aka Stonewall. So I do not know if the Premier want to invest in any of these animals that you want to wear. Yeah, Brother Stoneman, what do you have to say to the people?
Really, as usual, with a lion that is, because that's just one of the pens, and you see how many animals came from the pen. So, let you explain that. Because as I say, he and his ministers all say that these lands are totally barren. They are worthless. They are non-productive, have never contributing nothing to the economy of Nevis. Well, I beg to differ, because look at all the animals which have been let out just from that one pen. And they want to graze over destiny.
Over proposed destiny.
The proposed destiny side, sorry, I stand corrected. Proposed destiny side. But it's all good. Slowly, we will show people exactly what is going on. Turning into this other pen.
I can see straight ahead already.
Stop here.
Yeah, I can.
Feeding ground.
Yeah, I can see straight ahead already. A massive amount of sheep and goat ahead. Wow. Man, Stoneman, I think you should have picked up the Premier and bring him with us, you know. I don't think it's fair to...
Because he lives just up the hill, so he should be able to see what's going on down. But the truth is not to. Just to see.
Let me take a quick look.
All came in last night.
Some of them went partying. It's Culturama.
And they have another pen. Have another pen which I'll attempt to that we will go by. So because they range so far, whoever comes in at the other upper pen goes at the upper pen.
Okay.
Who comes in down here comes in down here. But as you can see from the size of the pen and the amount of dung, just imagine how much are in here when it's full.
Yeah, it's a lot of animals here.
Yeah.
So these animals, they leave in the morning and they come back on their own in the evening?
Yes, they range as far across as a place called Cockle Harbour or Harry Saunders. They range all the estates.
So it is clear to say some of these animals have more sense than our politicians. They know when to come home.
Oh yeah, definitely know when to come home. As you see, most of them are sheep because the goats, and there's a lot more which just haven't come in because the goats them have a way of spending maybe a week out before they come back to pen.
Okay.
Because they're able to exist on any kind of scrub and very little water compared to the sheep. The sheep are more domesticated, for want of a better word. They need their water every day. Right, Mr. Marsha, come down here and let us view them leaving, because we don't want to stop their natural progress.
Yeah.
They go the wrong way.
Yeah, I was trying to catch something there, but so this area is what area? Where we are now?
This is Brown Hill too.
All of this,
Brown Hill.
all of this is Brown Hill.
Is my GP leading the way? Are they going down to the south? Okay, well, Mr. Marsha, let's go.
Okay. Lower Brown Hill. Below the ball field. And these fellas are relaxing. Look like they're not ready to come out as yet.
Well, once rain has fell,
They relax at home.
yeah, they relax at home.
And like anything else, they have a leader in the group.
Oh yeah. So and have their leader.
So once the leader move out,
The rest will follow.
the rest will follow.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say good morning to Mr. Adrian Berry. You're up early. Did you take your sheep and goat out to boy already? Yes, we are here in Nevis. It's actually Juve morning in Nevis. But instead of going to jam and break a leg, the DJs prefer to come and bring the information and bring the news to you, the folks online. Those locally who just stay at home and don't showcase the world. And those that just do not know where to get the information. Those of you in the region, those of you in the diaspora. Now, as you can see, there was the relaxing. Now everybody's on their feet. Yes, everybody's on their feet and about getting ready to head out. It's a beautiful view here.
Brown Hill was the breadbasket of animal husbandry.
Okay, so they're on the way out. They're definitely on the run now. This reminds me of the salmon run over there in Alaska. Okay. And they're going in the opposite direction.
Well, they'll hook around because we're here, you see. They
Yeah.
would have gone down there. So they're going to hook around.
Wow.
These are the animals which the Premier says don't exist there.
And at least he can see them now. He might come back and have a different conversation, because if the Premier is saying that these animals don't exist in the area, don't be surprised if Destiny don't want to come and purchase these animals as well. That's a great deal of animal.
They are bit hesitant because we are here. Normally, where they would have been running to go. Very messy.
Yeah.
That's the man Colin Claxton.
There's a lot of animals there.
And you see, there's even more in the pen still to come out.
Yeah, I see that. So how you guys keep track of the amount of animals that you have? If somebody come and take one or two off, how do you know that you lose one or two?
Well, to tell you the truth, you know. And over here, the animals tell you if anybody is in the bush because they take a different track.
Okay.
And Colin lives on the bush.
So just as they see us now and they decide to take a different track.
It.
Yeah, because we are standing here.
See, normally they would have come closer and streamed down that way, but because we are here, they've taken a slightly different track. And Colin has an associate, Brady. Brady is retired, so he practically lives down here.
Okay.
So somebody would find it very hard to steal something with Brady around. You know.
So what I see is that the sheep.
You see now they've started to take the track. They're not
Correct. What I saw is the sheep, they came out first and the goats stay in the back.
That's it.
So, as they would say, they're not a lane. They're not their role.
Yeah, not at all.
And they're grazing. This is area where the Premier says not fit for grazing for animal. But the animal comes out and they're here. They comes out and they're here in the area grazing.
Colin's trying to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're grazing. Well, Colin to get in, trying to get them to move on ahead. They're grazing.
See, they'll move now because here, this is not their feeding ground. They want to go so. Because they tend to range, go so, and then they come back in the evening. I remember when we had a eclipse, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they started to head back home when the sun went down. But then when the sun came back, they head back again and continued. So you see there's substantial livestock here?
Oh, very much so.
From this one pen.
Very much so.
Try help.
Yes, Brother Barry. Last evening there were some showers, and even this morning there were some good showers that came down. So I think that that rain is welcome here, as the area has been dry, like you said, both on St. Kitts and Nevis. But I am amazed at the amount of animals in this area. You know, great deal of sheep and goats in the area here. This is the Brown Hill area. I see a little doe here taking a stroll. Back in my days as a little boy, this doe wouldn't stand a chance. That would have been a meal. I want to say good morning to Brother Sebastian Williams. Welcome to the ride. You're up early. Yes, my good people. The DJ here, Neves, one more time. Is taking in a view of the situation here in the area that Destiny has some interest in. An area where the Premier claimed to be barren. Said that not even animal can bray in this area here. No animals can feed in the area. So this area have not been used or developed in some 100 years. Well, a lot of what I'm seeing here, I'm pretty sure that for what I'm seeing, this area had to be used for it to be in the condition it is in the past 100 years, less than 100 years.
As you see, Mr. Marshall, there's still quite a few goats there.
Yeah.
But in St. we have to leave because they won't come out.
Okay. Smart goats. Yeah, smart goats. Yeah.
When somebody can steal your sheep, if they're serious, they can't get to steal your goats because they make a lot of noise and they're very suspicious of anything strange.
Yeah. So when people would make statement that sheep is stupid and goat is stupid, they're actually fooling themselves because these animals have a lot of sense. Since we've been here, they've been very observant of our presence and they won't move. Because they want to make sure that none of them are going to become a meal. So we're still here in the Brown Hill area. We're taking a run to another pen.
Just above Brown Hill now.
Just above Brown Hill.
This is lower.
This is Lower Brown Hill. I wonder if the other pen is the one that the Premier advised that once you come to Navy, you should go and take a look from that area.
It's in the same area.
Okay.
Where he said there is nothing. It is totally desolate.
Okay. For me, I am definitely amazed as what I'm seeing in the area. And now that I have seen it for myself, I could understand why the concern about this area being turned over to the Destiny project. Once this area is transformed, that will be the end of what Nevis would have been. Will be no coming back. Some day ago, I was looking at the area where I lived in St. Paul's, and I remember looking at back in the 70s how the landscape was with the fencing and everything. And the transformation that took place in St. Paul's. Back in the days, a lot of people didn't have cameras, so I'm pretty sure a lot of these young kids would not know. I would never know what was to what is today. And that is the road that you guys are going to be heading down here in Navy shortly.
That same gentleman coming and dragging their animals. nowhere. Nowhere.
But
It's a cherry garden. Cherry garden is on low ground estate. That was a big crazy area. And 6 houses went there. The sheep then are restricted. Sheep especially are very hard on vegetation. Very hard on vegetation.
what I was made to understand is while the goat will bite off the bushes and keep going, the sheep will actually pull up.
That's why people who tend to have cattle don't want to see sheep. Because they destroy the pasture.
Okay.
They leave nothing to grow back. And goats will also feed on trees. They're not flat feeders.
Okay.
Or a goat eats
Well, I remember this road, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the premier set was on the hill by Sandy.
Sandy's on the left.
Sandy on the left.
Last house on the left.
Okay. And you look down the hill, you will see down there that you would look across and you would see just nothing but barren lands. That is this area. Okay, the animals are down this hill. So now we understand where they was traveling from.
Right.
So they travel from Lower Brown Hill and came across to this area. It's good to have some rain in the area. So this is Sandy here. Okay. So we'll come back and see when they arrive. They're on their way up, so they're coming there. They're on their way up, so we'll come back and meet up with them. They're climbing. That's where they came out of the pen a while ago, and they ended up coming this direction. So
Now this is a road which intersects Pembroke Estate. The farmers in the area actually take down part of their fence to encourage the animals to come in when they don't have anything there.
okay.
To keep down the bush and the weeds, you know?
A lot of cashew trees in the area.
Yeah. They're not big enough for Ravi. Not big enough for Ravi.
Not for his cold keel.
No. He wants the big fellas. See, this is another pen too. The gentleman died recently.
Okay.
And his wife has gone sick. It's still in.
Okay. Joy Estate because I saw the banana trees and the sugar cane and the
See when we crossed over that wall?
yeah.
And it's funny, Mr. Morris, I've heard whispers on the internet that my family doesn't own these lands. We don't have paperwork. So I invite anybody who wants to test that to come and try and trespass and see how far they get.
Nevis is smaller than St. Kitts in size, but when I look at these lands last week and now taking a second look, there's a lot of landmass here that these folks are trying to take up.
Them guys probably just looking walk down here. Oh yeah, that's where they're looking. You see, they have a paddock here.
Okay.
So they let me back up.
Yes, so we are here hoping to see another area where there's some more animals to be laid out. A lot of animals on Nevis. Sorry to disappoint the premier when he said that there's no grazing in the area, there's no animal life in the area, there's no water, the lands are barren. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Premier, but there's a lot going on in this area there. The proposed sites for the Destiny project. Juve have started. You could hear the noise in the distance. You can hear the music in the distance. This looks like a gated area.
Yeah, this is some paddocks there established to restrict the movement of some of their animals, which will give them most of the problems.
Okay.
Morning, sir. I see you well secure these days.
So this area is
This is Pembroke Estate.
Pembroke Estate, alright. We have a general here with us. Who is the general? What a call. Not Carl Anthony. There's a lot of cars around now. There's a DJ guy in New York they call Carl Anthony. A lot of work seems to have taken place in this area, and I would want to believe, I would bet the Premier that this work was done less than 100 years ago. So,
Saying that around Hilton, and I keep telling them he only walks around here, he doesn't know about it.
lovely animals. A few already slip out.
These are some of the bad eggs which walk too much, so they have them restricted in the paddock.
Okay.
You see he's tying that goat?
Yeah.
That,
That's the bad fellow.
yeah. Put a rope on it. And you see where it's gone?
Yeah.
Straight,
Yeah.
without hesitation.
Some lovely animals you have here.
DJ? see, as I said, they're very touchy to any strangers or any strange goings on.
And those already help straight up the road.
Oh yeah. As I tell you, that one with the rope, and he's the ringleader.
Okay. So once they come out of here, they stay within the paddock.
Yeah, unless he leaves the gate open. It depends. Because
Okay.
you see how dry he is, so he might let them range depending on certain days. But they established these paddocks a number of years ago because I'm going to have to take you over to Destiny proper. And then you will understand how far these guys have to walk every day to go get these animals back.
Wow. So when they leave and they decide not to come home, they have to go and get them.
They have to, and they will go look for them because you don't know what's happening.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it rains, they tend to hole up under trees, under rocks.
Okay. So is it safe to say that the sheep are afraid of the rain?
Yes, but the goats more.
The goat are more afraid of the rain.
The goats will stand on rocks. They're not going to walk in wet ground.
So why would the premier walk in wet ground if the goats don't?
I don't know. He's the one who would have to
Why would the premier mess up his nice shoes?
Carl, you want me drive them out? Oh, they'll come? Okay then.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, they're moving.
You see, as soon as we move,
Yeah,
he go. They're going.
the shepherd,
Yeah.
the good shepherd.
And as I said, there's other pens around Cherry Garden and come up the road right above the Mondo track. Actually, the Mondo track is a place we might have to go because the Premier is always complaining about animals in there
Yeah,
because they will range all in there. But over that side, most of the people have the animals in paddocks because,
Okay.
as I say, with the people with the houses and the gardens, they just can't let them go.
yeah. It's amazing to see the amount of animals that we have seen in the area here. Yeah. Okay, so the goat and sheep, they're on their way, doing their thing here. Juve morning in Nevis. When Carl and I could be out there juggling a Hennessy and Coke or a Hennessy and Cranberry, we are here bringing you some information just to verify that Nevis is not barren, Nevis is not dead. Nevis have his own destiny and should be able to decide their own destiny. My good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I really do not know how we arrived here, but the new class of politician
I know how we arrived here.
greed, because it is not just on the Nevis end, right there in St. Kitts. I supported a prime minister. Well, he wasn't a prime minister when I supported him in the likes of Dr. June to do better, make life better for the poor, for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And definitely that's not what we're getting. So I do not know if there is a particular class in Parliament or in these government structured facilities that once they get there, they forget why they was elected. I heard the AG said that they are interested in foreign investors. So I guess the local people who put them into office, there is no need to have us around until every 5 years. The time is fast approaching, my good people, to correct that mistake. I would hope that the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis that will have the opportunity to vote will join me in correcting that mistake that we made in 2022. But we are here leaving from this area. It's left to see where the Stoneman will take me next. I am Ann Nevis at the pleasure of Mr. Livingstone Williams, aka Stoneman, aka Stonewall. And for this Juve morning, I am satisfied with my tour. I think if you viewers online by now should be satisfied with what we were trying to accomplish, what the message is trying to bring in regards to what the Premier have said to be barren land and Nevis. I think we have shown difference to the definition of barren land. I can only say that if the Premier think he's correct in his statements, is that he have a different dictionary to everybody else. Barren to him might be a different view, but these paddocks in the area here, a great deal of work went into these areas, and I can assure you that these works were done less than 100 years ago. According to the Premier, much has not been done in the last 100 years in this area. I don't think the Premier is 100 as yet. As a matter of fact, I bet the Premier I'm older than him.
Well, the point is that land, property, real estate are purchased and kept for different reasons. Some people want to build on them. Some people have them as an investment. Some people just want to have lands as an investment for their children, things to come after. And I think that should be their right. If you want to hang on to your lands and watch its value grow over the years, that should be your prerogative. You should not be trying to be forced or browbeat into selling your lands for another project to suit the politicians. That is just not going to happen.
I always say to people that I grew up with my grandparents, and I look at the struggles and I look at what life is today. Their struggle is for my comfort today, my benefit today. And I think that we as citizens should appreciate, and while we enjoy what the hard work of our forefathers and mothers did, is to make sure we leave a better place for the future generation. Not giving it away, giving it back, as they would say. My boy, this and that, penned the song there. We cannot carry out the white man's wish, but that seems to be what's taking place at the moment. My boy Astro said they're coming back again, and Astro is correct. They are back, but look at who is making the way for them.
Well, my father was a contractor, a fisherman. He worked land. He reared animals. We at one time had nearly 1,000 head of small stock and about 300 to 400 head of cattle on these estates. And we, my brothers and I had to bail water every morning, every night. And on holidays, we had to go here tending these animals. So I think that we deserve to be able to benefit fully from my father's and my mother and father's investment and our investment in our labour at the time. See all the drip irrigation there, just prepared, ready for when the weather changes, Mr. Marshall?
Yeah, and the point I was trying to make about this irrigation, when the Premier gonna say that there is no water in the area and nothing has been done with these lands in the last 100 years. I don't think irrigation was available 100 years ago. So these kind of work had to be done recently, within the last couple of months, last couple of years, the type of work I see on these lands. So I do not know why the Premier tried to present untruths, because those are definitely untruths. I've been in this area numerous times. As a matter of fact, right above the road there was a berries factory up in the gut there. I don't know if you're aware that Brown Hill have this the best berries factory there in the gut side there. I've had the luxury. Good morning, Sister Hazel. How you doing? We're passing your house again. What I have not seen over here in the past, the times I've been here recently, is the monkeys now. When I come here, that yard we pass here now, they have a bunch of monkeys. So I believe they went to look for destiny. Okay. Monkey have sense too. Yeah.
Or did you miss that?
Nice of them. I do. Let's see a couple of golden
As I
sheep.
tell you, there's a lot of people who have small
And Hazel have a house in Cherry Garden, but she's not in Cherry Garden, so
now this road is taking us down to Cherry Garden from Brown.
okay.
This road was more like a footpath.
Okay. Some heavy equipment on that side here doing some work.
my father bought his estate, he used to lease low ground estate, which is this estate on the right. You see that tower?
Yeah, I saw the mill.
That chimney?
Yeah.
There's old cisterns there. They're old cisterns which used it before. But now, as you see, it's a housing project. We used to, it's from Prospect down to the sea.
That's a lot of work. That means you had a rough brought up scene.
Well, some people might look upon it that way, but I think it just prepared us. See, there's animals over there.
So this is the cherry garden area.
My father was a hard man, and we had to do a lot of work. That is what made all my brothers who they are.
I haven't seen the cherry trees yet.
Well, I don't know why they got it. I don't know who gave it that name. See, if you look over there, oh well, let's go down there. That's locked it out. There's other pens over that side.
Yeah, I can see them from the distance when we're coming down.
You see them all there?
Yeah, when we're coming down, I saw them.
Right. You see? And there's animals in here, you see?
Correct.
How they have them in the pens rather than letting them range. Over there. Let's be fast.
Don't tell me that Destiny want this area as well.
Listen,
Don't tell me Destiny want this area as well.
nowhere happens. You see all that goes up and see
Yeah, I see the pens there. Yeah, I see the animals in there as well.
Right, see the animals?
A lot of pens.
Yes, I tell you, this is the great basket when it comes to, animal husbandry. All these are hens. See, here they've got pigs. They've got pigs. They've got rabbits. They've got sheep, goat. The only thing that is lacking is cattle because people got a lot of lips. The cattle.
That's a big pig over there.
That's something. See, look at all the animals there. See how they have them there?
Yeah.
They've got them restricted, so they've got the cattle.
Let me say hi to this pig here. I know my boy Malvern like pork, so let me show him some pork over here. Good morning, how are you doing? Come, let me show you a picture. Come, let me make you a star. Now, if this pig stand on its two hind leg, it's taller than me, which normally that's what they do. Yeah. And this is a sow pig. This one is a sow. So there you have the pig in the area mark, Premier Brantley. We saw the goats, we saw the sheep. Now we have pig. And on this side, we have the chickens. On this side we have the chickens. And on the other end up there, there's chickens as well.
You see, this area is away from the living, the houses and things across the road over to the bush side. It's over in this area. Our glorious Premier has his 10 acres.
Oh yeah? So I wonder if you have any sheep and goat on it.
I doubt it.
Let me take a little zoom in down here on these goat and sheep.
Don't exist.
Yeah, Mr. Premier, they do exist. There they go. There they go, Brother Premier. There are chickens, there are hen, there are cocks, there are goats, sheep in the area down there. You think the Premier actually, when he comes on social media and the radio and say these things, you think he actually expect folks to check, or folks just ignore what he says and don't double check him? You think that's why he said these things?
Well, for years he's had his never been challenged, so he can say what he wants. That's as far as I'm concerned, and now he's believing his own BS.
I got a friend from Jamaica. He's a member of my Domino team in New York. His name is Derek. Derek Davidson. Derek tell me, DJ, one time I used to tell so much lie, I start believing them myself.
Thank you.
I said, Derek, what you mean by once upon a time? You still do the same thing now? You still tell a lot of lies now. It's not back in the days.
You see, and now this area is, you could say, opposite to Round. This is closer to town in the Newport Harbour.
Okay.
So you see, there's still a lot of open land where there's no actual housing on. The housing is straight ahead across the road.
Right.
This land is above the Mondo track. You see the lights there?
Yeah, that's the Mondo truck.
That's the Mondo track down there.
Okay, let's take a look at the Mondo
Yes.
truck since we're in the area.
Yes, because the Mondo track is a nice place for those sheep and goats to graze. I don't think they've reached there yet. Because our Premier is always complaining about them being on the property. If they don't secure it properly, I don't know what he expects.
Wow, that's another big,
Yeah, these are the ones I was telling you about when we came
wow,
across.
that's a big pig there.
And
That's not the pig, those are hogs.
and look at another big one there up by the house.
Yeah. Let me catch this. These are some serious sizes. This one is almost as big as a small cow, small cattle. Hey, get up, let me see you. Get up. This one is almost, wow, that's a boar pig. Some serious sizes there. The young man up there relaxing, that's a big guy there.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, some of the lands in this area Destiny offered up for swap, so they have some kind of interest in them.
Yeah, that fella there cooling out. He don't have any intention of getting up, but he got some big marbles there on him. Well, the Premier said nobody smarter than him, you know. So nobody could fool him. He also said he don't give one jack about what Univision say.
Well, that's his prerogative. He as a leader could say something like that and then join them and then one.
Okay, now he got up. Let me take a zoom in on him here.
If the Premier wants to say something like that and then expect people to vote for him, good luck.
Yeah, he's up now. That's a serious fella there. Okay, we can roll.
So yeah, and if you actually get their finger all on these lands and you see the quality of land,
Yep.
Mr. Harrison?
Yeah. I want to believe the Premier have not been in this area. When he's speaking, I don't believe he's been in this area.
He's been in them, but he just walked through and see what he wants to see and he talks what he wants to talk. This is the project which NRP started actually, Cherry Garden.
Okay.
It was their concept.
Okay. Okay, so this is the Cherry Garden area.
Yes. This is the lower Cherry Garden.
Okay.
Straight to
Good morning, Violina. How are you doing? I'm here taking a drive with the man Livingstone Williams, aka Stoneman, aka Stonewall. We are here in the Cherry Gardens area, Lower Cherry Gardens at the moment. Been live for a bit, gonna be shutting down in a while, but I'm gonna take a run across to the Mondo track. Okay, so straight ahead is Port. I see there's a vessel anchor out there. Oh, okay, that's the fuel pump. Okay. Stop there a bit. I see you got your landfill over here.
yes.
That landfill could be very useful if you have someone with the concept of utilizing energy. So let me zoom in over here on the landfill.
Well, a couple proposals were put to them, but our longest Premier seems like he's not interested.
That's-
There's not enough money there.
That's the landfill over on that end there. This could put to good use in terms of energy. Yeah, we have a vessel here, the Delta Petroleum, or the Sol, whatever, that bring fuel into the Federation, into Nevis. Okay, we are here at the Mondo track. Lovely piece of property.
The only thing, no proper facilities for the athletes or for the spectators.
No proper facility for the athlete spectators.
Only the VIP lounge.
The VIP lounge in the area that I know was erected not too long ago. Let me go down a little further here, closer to the track. Good morning, Sister Gemini Nisbet. How are you doing? I'm here in your town. Yeah, this is the Manda track. Beautiful track, beautiful area. A lot more can be done for the people of Nevis in terms of this facility. I really have to ask the question, Stoneman. What premier in their right mind would want to give up these lands permanently to foreign investors instead of investing in its own people?
Well, in my mind, it means that he's going to get something from them which he's not going to get from us.
What more do you need as a premier with everything that he has? We are getting closer to our grave. You cannot take anything with you other than what they put on your back.
When you're greedy, you're greedy. Do you know a quantum for greed? When does somebody who is greedy say they had enough?
It's not when they're dead, because up to when they're dead, they're still taking.
Thank you.
I want to say good morning to the Gaskell. How is Daddy Gaskell doing? Mama Gaskell, Charles and the team there, how you guys doing? I am on Nevis. I got to break some news. I have some breaking news. Brother Charles Gaskell's birthday is tomorrow. So I got to wish him a happy birthday in advance. I don't know if he's getting older or younger, but hope he enjoy his special day tomorrow. So this is a steel work facility here.
Yeah. But then steel.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so that's if it was not so serious, it'll be laughable.
The left-hand side of this road.
Okay, so we're coming back this way?
Huh?
We're coming back this way? Okay, so I'll pick up there.
So, on the left-hand side of this road.
So this is the big water port here.
Wanted her land?
Yeah. Okay, let me take a zoom up here for Sister Hull. Okay. Well, okay.
You
Okay.
know, but so the wall will extend from, you could say, here.
Okay. That's a serious property she has there.
Right? So you see, she's right on the outskirts.
She's right on the edge, right
so
on the wall.
that is where their boundary.
Okay.
Well, they probably might even come to see. Here is tropical, so I don't think they're going to do tropical.
Yeah.
So you see the wall for tropical?
Yeah.
You could say that. That would be their
Okay.
background.
Okay. Wow. Seeing is believing, as they would say. Now I have a better understanding of
Everything starts here. You see?
Correct, yeah.
There's the road going.
Correct.
Everything starts here.
Okay.
Because remember, they want to establish their customs and so here.
And this side.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, they said they want to see them.
Correct. So all of this is where they'll be taken in,
That's what they want.
all this area.
That's what they wanted. Jewelers.
So all of this area is the proposed destiny.
Yes, we are opposed. Because they said they're putting people's land if they sell on. So let me say, this is the proposed destiny.
So all of this is proposed destiny. I remember when you asked the question by Mr. Brand and Von Radio, you asked did they submit the plan with the entire 26 point whatever, 24.6 acres or whatever. Correct, and he said yes. So all of this area was, some serious monkey in the area. I was saying I didn't see any monkeys, but there's a lot of monkeys in the area here. So, though they don't own the land, all of this area is in the proposal.
Yes. That's the problem I have with the whole process. They stated something in their SSC, but they're reading it how they want to read it.
What is confusing to me, and it's not confusing, it's just that it's criminal. I call it criminal. They went into Parliament and the first SSZ presentation by Prime Minister Joe, which was seconded by the Premier of Nevis, the leader of the opposition in the federal parliament. And they said that there is a minimum amount of land to create an SSZ. They then went back and reduced it.
They already smell the rat.
Okay. And then after they reduced that, the Premier said the reason why he could not confirm to Ms. Lawrence at the town hall meeting on July 10, 2025 at Hanley Road is because when the Destiny people came to him, which was back in 2024, he claimed, he told them the government don't have any lands to sell them and they would have to go and acquire the lands from private citizens. And it's only after they have ownership of the land then he could have entertained the proposal. So with all of that now, we know over the past months and weeks, based on conversation, that the proposal that the Premier sent down to the federal government for approval, that they don't own the land.
They don't own the land. They don't own the majority of the land.
So the reality is that he should have been accepting that proposal until they have ownership of the land.
The NIA committed fraud.
I would want to say they commit crimes against
fraud.
humanity.
All that. And as I say, it should never be considered because by Spencer Brown's own words, says that he even mind he was asked a specific question by and he answered it.
So why would the Prime Minister and his team accept that proposal and even have any conversation knowing that these folks don't own the lands? And though I'm asking the question, I could answer myself, because the Prime Minister tried to tell us in St. Kitts that the new smart hospital, that plans has been approved and they're getting ready to build a smart hospital on lands that the government don't own. So birds of a feather flock together. We know the process in building in the Federation. You have to first own the land, and once you submit your plans, then the building department do the necessary due diligence before they can approve the project. So I do not know how the Prime Minister is going to convince the DJ that the building department in St. Kitts has approved plans for a hospital and lands that they don't own.
Well, let me tell you something, which very few people know. You see Long Point here,
Yeah.
the Deepwater Harbour?
Yeah.
That is not Long Point. Where we are now is Long Point.
Okay.
Over there was called Budging Bush. And when I asked the question, I was told that, well, they made a mistake in the name and they can't go back to the funding agencies to admit that. So they're leaving it so. That area where the Deepwater Harbour is on is not Long Point.
Okay.
It's Budging Bush.
Okay. So we are in Lamb Point currently.
We're in Long Point currently. This is Long Point because when I heard it was being built in Long Point, I said, but Long Point has high cliffs. How can you build?
So what
a
property
port?
is this?
Now this belongs to a gentleman. They approached him to buy it. I suggested to him higher price because he came to me and they haven't been back to it since. So when the premier says I'm telling people not to sell, when they ask me a question, I suggest to them that they make sure that they're satisfied and they get what they want, don't get what they've been offered. Now, this is Spring Gut. This is the gut where hot water was discovered.
Okay.
This is the same gut which hot water was discovered. I mean, for years we used to bail water for animals from here.
Okay.
Because you see there's water. The proponents of destiny, the bastards they are, knew about this. But never said anything.
So this area is in the Long Point area.
Yes.
This is Spring Gut. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if we travel to this, we go all the way back to the sea.
Yes, it goes straight to the sea. Because at one time the owner of here had wanted to see, and then when it came to the deal, he said it's US. So I told him, well, get a US citizen to buy it from you then.
Okay. So it was much more than you anticipated the cost.
Yeah, well, we were negotiating for months, and then when it came to contract time, he's talking about, oh, you do understand it's US? And I went, no, I don't understand that.
Okay.
So we remained friends, so, and he never did get it sold.
These are some good stonework here.
Yes, well, a lot have gone. People took them off.
Okay. So on the right side is wet and the left side is dry.
Right. This is a gut where people would come to get gut sand for making blocks and stuff
Okay.
like that. You see?
Yeah, good gravels.
Good gravels and clean.
Yeah, this is good for building. You already got your stone crush.
That's it.
Ready made, ready mix.
Ready made. Just sift it out.
Yep.
And you're good to go.
We got some serious history on this side here.
Yep.
And this is all part of the proposed destiny.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Yes, my good people. As the struggle continues, we are in the Long Point area.
This is Long Point Estate.
Long Point Estate.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the actual Long.
Okay. As we climb the hill here, that's a good view there.
Right. You see? Because we are high. You see how high we are now?
Now I can see where the spring is at.
Right. But you see how high we are?
Oh, yeah.
So when I heard they proposed to build a Deepwater Harbour at Long Point, I was confused. Till I realized that it's a budget bush at the time. Because of their competence, they know about pipes. It's the same thing. They like to say things. You see how lovely and flat these lands are?
Yeah.
And these can grow things because Tessa Howard's father, Spencer, actually has cultivated around it. You can't really see it now.
Okay.
And he used to cultivate land over here years ago. And now, this is so dry. The animals are staying up in the highlands. You realize, you can see donkeys and they're normally on.
Yeah.
Everything is staying close to where there's water. And rubbish pans, because I bought them. Rubbish pans.
This is another gut side here.
Yeah,
Dry.
very dry. So this is the Bay Road, which you keep hearing me asking about. So you see how it's in disrepair?
Yeah.
When I had my quarry going, I used to look after this from town to all the way up to my quarry.
Okay. So this is your road you said you're not seeing in the rendition, in the proposal. There's a stake there. There's another stake over here.
So now, you see that house there?
Yeah.
That was put up by Tessa Howard's father, Spencer.
Okay.
And all around the house.
So there's a stake here next to the house. So which means maybe somebody is in the process of selling that side.
Yes, it looks so.
So they're going to build around the house.
Probably. You must go on Coconut Whisperer and see a picture they posted when they say Stoneman doesn't want to move, you just build around him. So now I understand they purposely let this road drop into disuse, hoping that it would not be passable at no point.
Okay.
For years I kept it open. So all these estates, Martin Estate, as I said, Dogwood, Long Point Estate. And you see the sea's just there.
Yeah.
It's just beyond that tree line. You see some in this loose again.
Yeah.
But do you see how perfect these lands are?
Yeah, they're nice, level, clean land.
Thank you.
If I were to just listen to what the Premier is saying and don't come and see for myself, see donkeys up there, I would that this area is like this.
Okay.
So looking at the area from the two-dimensional position that we took last Tuesday, we went on the opposite side up to Saddle Hill.
Yes.
And
Looking down.
we were looking down.
Yes.
So now we're on the lower section of Saddle Hill, looking up.
Yes.
So we are seeing it from both angles.
Right.
And either angle, the Premier is just wrong.
Whichever way he looks at it, because they're saying that these lands are worthless, barren, no use for anything.
And he also said no animal can prey. We have seen many animals around the area.
As I said, it's still early. A lot of those animals we saw come out by about 12 o'clock. They will be down this region,
Yeah.
going across.
The travels.
They travel, yeah. They take their time and they feed them. They travel.
And just for those online viewers who might be wondering what this live is about, we are on the south side of Nevis, the south coast, Proposed Destiny project area, and we're in the Long Point. What the other areas you said? Let the people know.
Long Point, Budging Bush, Marden Estate,
Long Point, Budget Bush, Marden Estate,
Douglas Work.
Douglas Work.
Carl knows about that because Carl used to live down here with his grandfather. Now we're passing over this gut, it's called Randy Gut.
Randy Gut.
Yes, Randy Gut.
Yeah. This again, we go all the way to the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
You see,
This is a good hiking area here.
well, that's it. Those quad bikes coming on with them.
Great areas for hiking.
Yep. Now, you see this sign here?
Cane Bay.
It was put up by the government. And I'd like to know the people who put it up because this is not Cane Bay.
Okay, well, a minute there. Alright, go ahead.
Cane Bay is back there. Cane Bay is Brown Hill Bay, which is further back.
Okay.
So again, people who don't know are in charge of doing things. So now you see, this is the bottom of our land. Remember from Sandy? This is the bottom of our land.
Wow.
This is the bottom of Richmond Lodge Estate
This is-
and Pembroke Estate.
This is the bottom of Richmond Lodge Estate and Tenbrook Estate. Now, my good people, you would have remembered last Tuesday when I did the live from up in Brown Hill, when we went across to Saddle Hill, where we spoke about the Williams estate, Richmond Estate. Now we are on the bottom, on the sea side of that location. As you can see, right down to the beach. Yeah, yeah. The seaweed are taking the hell out of the coastline here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We have a similar situation over there in Deep Bay.
Yeah.
Wow, eating up some tree roots and thing here.
Right. Now, when they're talking about erosion is a natural process.
Yeah.
Any land, right? So, it's not going to go any more or any less because this is a calm day, believe it or not.
I can see that. Yeah, the wind is not even blowing as strong today as last Tuesday. Yeah. Wow, this is a view. This is a view.
When the cruise ships are going to sail, it's come and see better.
The coastline here, serious coastline.
All here Destiny was.
So Destiny want all of this.
Yes. Because my father wanted to establish. Because as I told you, he was a fisherman. And at one time, there was a cove here. And he wanted to establish a little area for putting cove.
So Destiny wants to take from here at the seashore all the way up to Saddle Hill. Okay. Wow. And this is where this little river come down all the way to the beach. The pond that we saw earlier. What you call up there again? Okay, we saw that pond, this come all the way down here.
Here in the sign. You see, there's fishing in there because here used to be a freshwater pool.
Okay.
But the intrusion of salt water has allowed fish to come in.
Let me see if I can find any fish here. Yeah. If I could catch a fish for Hazel, that'll be good. Wow. So this is where the fresh water and the salt water mix.
Right.
The area over here is good for hiking, nice for hiking. Could become a very good tourist attraction.
Well, a lot of them do come across here actually.
Could have a nice swim and everything. Nice picnic. Camp out. Well, Destiny surely has their destiny set up. If they are able. They got some mandarin trees here as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. What an experience. What an education. We are still on Nevis, right here on the south coast of Nevis. Proposed Destiny project. The Destiny area. Destiny said they want all of this.
Now, why would I give up my beach where I can just walk down onto to have it restricted? Doesn't make sense. Anybody can come down and do what the fishermen come. They come to look bait. There's people who walk the side to look whales.
Wow.
Unrestricted.
And they're definitely going to close it off.
I don't care what the Prime Minister said because I see no contradiction in saying it. When roads and beaches seem like they want
Not want to. We have a similar situation in St. Kitts where public beaches has been blocked to public access.
Okay, then.
So I am dealing with that on St. Kitts at the moment. Yeah, this is the stream here where the fresh water and salt water meets here.
But you see how the water's a bit green
Yeah,
because of the pressure.
fresh and salt water meets here. But it's a lovely view. It's really a lovely hiking area.
Well, you see behind there is more sandy,
Yeah.
but that's protected from here, you know what I mean? So the water does cover all here when the wind
When the tide rises, the water come all over.
comes.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Yeah, but it's a lovely area here. This is what we don't have in other islands. These are special areas here we have here. We don't have this luxury in other islands. So now that I have a better understanding of what we're dealing with, I would love to have that conversation with the Premier. Well, I don't think any of these politicians right now, other than Timothy, maybe Sean Richards, would want to have a conversation with me because they're going to have to answer me honestly. And I don't think the majority of them can answer me honestly. Yeah. Well, these videos that I have produced, they are not AI generated. They are live, coming from Nevis. So, they definitely, as I would say, worth their salt. They're definitely live. Okay, no problem. No problem.
You see how far we've traveled? We ain't get nowhere yet, you know.
So many see like Nevis is bigger than 36 square miles, you know. You guys are misleading me. So far it appears to have traveled more than 36 square miles. Yes, we continues. Yeah, lovely Juve morning in Nevis. August 3rd, 2026. Traveling with Brother Livingstone Williams, aka Stoneman, aka the Stonewall. We are on the south coast of Nevis. Destiny area.
Which they're not going to get. See how the land has opened out again?
Yep.
Straight to the sea.
Lovely open area here. Beautiful shoreline, coastline here.
Oh, this is our land, sorry. This is our land.
Okay, so this is the Williams family.
Richmond Lodge Estate.
This is the Richmond Lodge Estate, all the way down to the
So now, see there's like a concrete door.
yeah.
That's one of those GPS lines. We have a marker there. So just cross the road.
So this is Bushy List. There's a mountain over there. What mountain is that over there?
That's Redonda.
That's Redonda.
If the weather was good, you would see this monster.
Well, it's never been a day like it's been at Redonda. I want folks to understand what's going on here. So that's Redonda there. Redonda is just outside Antigua. And my boy sing a song, we come from Redonda. And Redonda me come from. So that's Redonda here. The weather was good, I would have been able to see Montserrat and Antigua as well. And I remember when I was up by the saddle. As a matter of fact, let me get out and show the lower section of where it was, because when I was up top, I was showing that that light was over there. So I'm now on the opposite side of the lighthouse. Let me show the first lighthouse that I showed. So last week I would have been up in the saddle, and I would have shown the antenna. That antenna I would have showed you from the Saddle Hill position. So I'm now down lower area by the antenna, and up top, that's the hill up there. That's Saddle Hill. Those antennas where Van Radio antenna is. We was up right underneath those antennas last Tuesday. So I'm now on the lower section of the Saddle Hill. And look at what we have here. Look at what we have here. These are the true landscape of the lower section here, below Saddle Hill. This is where we are now, and this side. We was on the mountainside last week. We are now down on the seashore. Now this is what we have here. This are what the Premier is telling us that is barren land. This is the proposed area that Destiny wants. Never could understand why Destiny wants this area. Now it makes sense. So you see the distance we are from Saddle Hill? We was on the upper section there last week, right up in the saddle. Now we are down on the shoreline and the coastline here, my good people. Wow. So we are right here on the coastline. Yes, Stoneman. Now I can understand why the Destiny folks want this area. It's a good investment. Very good investment. Yeah. Some amazing work here. Nice fishing ground in the back area there. Out here should have some good fishing ground. Okay. Brother Stoneman, can't thank you enough.
Anytime. Just call.
Can't thank you enough, my brother. This is an education. Definitely. And I'm pretty sure the online viewers appreciate you just as I am appreciating you for this education. Yep.
This is prime land.
Prime land, definitely.
This is prime land.
So,
Big boulders. You see any insides which need cutting?
what I need to find out from the Premier is the difference between prime land and barren land. What between there? I would like him to explain to me how we get from barren land to prime land. This is definitely prime land. Okay.
They're citizens for a project which we don't even know. This is a comfort to them. They've said they want to
old prophets. There are many businesses here, St. Kitts service businesses, Russell University, for example. A couple of years, these companies changed their name. The Russell University we have right now, there is not Russell University on the books right now. The sign is still saying Russell University. That period run out, they use another name.
It's not Harvard, it's not the same.
Correct. So, these politicians continue to con the people. And while they con the people and keep them wanted and needy, then they ask them to go and attack the DJ. What the DJ talking about? The DJ is crazy. But people need to demand to see these documentations themselves, because the DJ is speaking from a position of knowledge. I can see these things myself. I see how close we're getting to the lighthouse as well. We're going to zoom in on the land from this area up. So, just down the road from the lighthouse, which I'm going to get to in a bit, I'm going to take a zoom in all the way up to Saddle Hill from here on the beach. My good people, walk with me. As my boy Rebel would say, walk with me. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Tell me where you see barren lands in the area here. I'm going to zoom in from down here on the beach all the way up to Saddle Hill. All the way up to Saddle Hill, I'm zooming in. And you tell me where you see barren lands. What I'm seeing here is prime lands. All the way across the spectrum here. Right across. There is the lighthouse that we saw from up on the Saddle Hill area last week, down on the beach. So we're going to go across by the lighthouse in a bit, that you can see it from a different angle. But let's take a look here. I'm zooming in from the beach all the way up to Saddle Hill area. From the beach all the way up to the Saddle Hill. All the way up to the Saddle Hill area I'm taking you. From here on the beach, again, I'm going to zoom in from this angle, and I'm going to go all the way up to the Saddle Hill area. Tell me where you see barren lands. I'm going to go across the mountain there, and if we speak, I'm going to come across the Saddle Hill. There's Saddle Hill. I'm going to come down to the beach. Where do you see barren lands? I'm looking for the barren lands. That's Saddle Hill. So we're going to continue across here to the lighthouse. Good morning, Beverly Mawish. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. Sister Gwen, good morning. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Yes, lovely video. So I know we are in the Long Point area still, right? But what this area called? This beach has a name. of attention Davis will get from visitors and petitions, because this view is even better than our view over at the Southeast Peninsula. If this road was ever to come into effect, people will want to come over here just to take a coastline drive, especially on a Sunday afternoon.
English has a quad bike.
So this would be nice. Coastline drive.
For years I spoke to the government.
So while the impression has been given that there's no roads on this side of it, there's actually a road that is not being maintained.
It's just not being maintained. There's parts of it which have gone into the sea beyond here.
Okay. Can you consider the road on the mine on that side?
Because you see there that big chunk of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Whitehall. Okay, so we're facing Whitehall Estate. So yeah.
And the bridge was out there, your road actually came there and you drove across. So you see there's the road over there?
There's a road ahead.
Good.
So the bridge broke down.
Yeah, but you could have gone up here and go over the gut.
Okay, so
I have put that road for the owners.
okay, so that's the road over there coming from this bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take a little view of the bridge here. So this is where the bridge is at. Apparently, the bridge was displaced.
And what happened? What caused the bridge to
So this is the road.
Right, you see?
This is the road that come this way.
Right. So this is where what caused the bridge was people taking the stones, the face stones out
Okay.
to go put in building, and it caused the bridge to break up.
So the bridge collapsed as a result.
The bridge collapsed. I've driven across this bridge.
Okay. That's the bridge there. So beyond this bridge, what that area is called? Okay, Harris's. Cockle Harbour. Yes, right below Saddle Hill. Leave some land to offer still. If the Premier is tired, and I could understand he's been there for a while, if he's tired, I think it's time to tag out, give somebody else the opportunity to come in and continue the works. Coxseed Mill. Okay, we saw that from the other angle. So that's the mill that we see from the up on the top of the hill. Now we're seeing it from the beach area. Okay. Stoneman, we definitely had a good day today. Thanks again for taking the time out to giving the DJ a tour. You ain't tell me how much I owe you yet for your gasoline, you know. I know gas expensive in St. Kitts and Nevis. Wow. This area is a nice view. Lovely, lovely view, lovely view. Yep.
Always have a breeze. I've never come across them.
Good morning, Diamond D. How are you doing? How is Atlanta? Good to see you online. How is Sticky and the mommy?
If I told you a gentleman, Matty Esler, who used to live across there, he actually built systems across there. He tried to dig a well across there because he had his animals across there.
Wow. Yes, we're on the south coast of Nevis. Due to the damaged bridge, we cannot go across that area, but we came as far as we could come in this area here. A lot can be done for Nevis. This area can be developed as a tourist attraction for sure for the future generation. I see my mascot is online. Good morning, Dorothy Allen. How are you doing? Hope all is well. My boy Alvin Brown, good morning. How are you doing, sir? Have you been to this side of Nevis? Good morning, Lynn. How are you doing? Are you up?
Look at the yachts.
Yeah, a couple of yachts heading out. This is what the Premier says, barren land. Useless land.
All they have to do is taking money, all kinds of other things.
But you know, the funny thing is, when I look at other lands throughout St. Kitts Nevis, where people have to clean out bush and trees and grass to build a house, over here, the place is so flat, all you need to do is start preparing for your foundation.
Thank you.
You don't have to dig up any trees and all of this stuff.
Thank you.
The place is flat, level.
And even where it is got trees, it's cushy trees. Because
Yeah.
these lands were either worked or people cut down the pusher
Yep, and make holes.
and make coal. There was a time in Davis you could have cut down another man's cushion tree. That's war.
And I could see a lot of cows in the area here, based on the dung I'm seeing on the road. There's a lot of animals in the area here.
Like I said, they come over very early, so they have to work their way over.
Yeah. Yeah, so straight ahead is the lighthouse that I showed you guys from the top of Saddle Hill. We are now right down at the lighthouse from the seaside. So we have seen the south coast from both angles, from the mountain end and from the seashore. You be the judge. You tell me if Premier Brantley is correct, if these are barren lands or these are prime lands. I'm not going to tell you what to think. I only presenting you with the information. You have to be the judge. I will not tell you who to vote for. You have to know whether or not you are satisfied with your life at the moment, and whether or not you want better for yourselves and your family and the future generation. You be the judge. Here goes the lighthouse. I think that this lighthouse should have been closer to the watermark, because if a ship pay attention to this lighthouse, they're going to be on the ground. This lighthouse is right here, a good amount, a couple of 100 yards in. As a matter of fact, isn't that the lighthouse pole over there? Okay.
The original one?
Okay. Yeah, so we're here at the lighthouse, and we're heading back to Logron. Well, we are in Logron actually, we're just heading across town, because everything on this area is flat land, no hills like that, up in the saddle.
We still have the same distance to go down to start with.
Oh yeah?
We still ain't reached nowhere. We have to go to other side another time.
Okay.
But Stark Penny is 200 and other acres. That's another estate limestone.
Wow. You guys sure that you measured Davis correctly? Because so far in the last two days I've been here, last Tuesday and today, the kind of acreage that I have covered.
Look back to something. You realize now you didn't see the
Yeah. Wow. I only could use one word: amazing. This view is amazing.
Years ago, Dr. Daly and I used to hike over this side every morning. Every morning. And even he was shocked. Because he's more of a town boy. He's not a bushman.
Okay.
He's around. And even he was shocked.
And he likes so much hammer and he's not a bushman.
Well, I don't know about that.
He love his bevies. Daily love his bevies, man. You love his bevies.
Loving that and existing on the bush are different things.
Well, that's where you find the berries in the bush. You can't find it downtown Charlestown.
And you see how many natural farmers there are?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
It's a breathtaking view, to be honest with you. The layout of the land. And you see that this is not land that you create, this is natural. In a lot of countries, you have to make these things, you have to generate these things, you have to construct these things. This is natural.
Landscape,
Yeah.
do all kinds of stuff.
This is nice naturally.
What I don't understand, up to last year the Premier is bragging and boasting how BBC is so great, everything is up. So what happened now, all of a sudden we really desperate to survive?
I think he loves yachts. Yeah, my schoolmate drop a note here. Say he's listening and watching. With Escape, Junior Hatch, former schoolmate. Very proud of him and his achievement. when I look at someone like Juni, I appreciate these guys going to school with them, and they have their political agendas and stuff. They might choose their political party, but when it's time to speak truth to power, you have no problem speaking out. So that's something I respect about Juni. I know him to be a supporter of the People's Action Movement, and I even know him to be contending in elections where he was not successful. But when was the time to speak out? When he was called upon by myself and other individuals, he made himself available for that. And I look forward to Juni now, though he might be doing some work under this administration, that he can see the things that we campaign against under the previous administration that continues under this one. They must be called out now. Because if it was wrong under the previous administration and nothing have changed, and if anything changes for the worse, then you must acknowledge that we got to change the change. So I look forward to the man to scrape out the bad habits. And let's save our country. At the end of the day, we're going to leave this area. We must leave it better than we met it.
Better.
It got to be better. It cannot be the same.
And it can't be better if we sell it off to people who would never let it come back.
Someone on the thread, I think his brother Alvin Brown, just made a comment there that could you imagine these individuals that want this area will be getting them tax-free and will be living here tax-free, while citizens of Nevis have to pay outside. Yeah, so it's really my boy Steve Laplace is messing with me. He tell me he want me to stay away from this politician. I must go Juve jump up. So Carl Manners have lands in this area. I think he told me he have somewhat 2 acres. Okay. I want to say good morning to brother Carl Manners. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. It was good seeing you yesterday. Look forward to seeing you after this tour. Yeah, I want to big up my boy Steve there in Sandy Point. He always tried to advise me to be safe and beware of these corrupt politicians, these criminals. But Steve, God is in the middle of everything. God have my back. I want to big up my boy Laro. I wonder how you're doing there. Doing your usual security. Some lovely lands in the area here of Nevis. If you're just coming online, I'm DJ Marisha, coming to you live from the south coast of Nevis. Here taking a little tour with my boy there, the Livingston Williams, aka Stoneman, aka Stonewall. Just giving me a tour of the proposed landscape that the Destiny team wants to acquire for their project. I think they're saying some quarter or a third or whatever percentage of Nevis that these folks are trying to take over. I've been around Nevis for some time. I travel from downtown Charlestown towards Van Samry Airport, through Gingerland, all the way back to downtown. And to me, the driving I have done over the last couple of days, traveling these areas, is much more landscape than that. So my question to you again, Stoneman, you all measure Nevis correctly?
Well, I don't know. I didn't do the measuring. So we have to get them to backtrack.
Because this landscape that the Destiny folks are trying to get, that you have shown me so far,
And we still haven't finished.
from the Sandal Hill area, the Brown Hill area, now down to the port, what you call it down here? You said they name it Long Point. That they gave the wrong name.
Yes, they gave the wrong name to the funding agency.
Yeah.
And then says they couldn't change it because it would make them look bad.
We are driving longer to me than when I travel around Nevis completely.
There's substantial roads across there, and as I say, over the years they have never been maintained. I was the only one who was maintaining. Even here, you see this piece we are now?
Yeah.
It was literally a ditch,
Okay.
and I had to bring stuff from my quarry
And fill it in.
And fill it in. You realize it's a different material to what's across there?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Years ago we did that, and you see it's a sandy stuff
Yeah.
rather than soil.
Yeah. So you seem to have done a great deal of work here at Nevis. Is the Premier familiar with you and your work at Nevis?
Probably, but he doesn't care because he used to be one of my customers when he was involved with a company. I forget the name of the company. They built Caribbean Cove. They did a number of projects, and he was the point man.
Speaking, not cutting you off, but speaking of Caribbean Cove, I remember that place when it used to operate. I've been to a couple of functions there.
Yes.
Someone told me that the Premier now owns Caribbean Cove. Is that so?
I have heard, so I haven't seen no paper. Right? But I know he was probably Murphy's lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't know after Murphy left what happened, because I've heard his name called with a number of properties.
But that's the point I'm trying to get to really is that when you speak about these lands in this area that has been left barren for 100 years, have not been touched, animal can't breed, there's no water and this stuff. I'm talking about, well, what about all of these properties that the Premier, I understand, has that just sits there?
Well,
Nothing is happening and...
well, as he says, his land is his and nobody could tell him what to do with his land.
Okay. But he can tell the Stonewall himself. That's amazing. Yes, my good people. We are still here in the south coast of Nevis. Still on the south coast.
See, the Premier wants to say, do as I say, not as I do. That's his problem. He should lead by example. If he says he has lands, because it's obvious the people are buying lands all over the place. So it doesn't matter where his land is, if it's in the zone, outside, or in the zone, sell it to them. Present the paperwork to the people to show, well, I've done my bit. He doesn't intend to do that because he wants to hold on to his. So when the price of lands get extraordinary, then it's in a city pity.
You know, while you're speaking, I'm laughing to myself because, as I always say, I grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother, she was a practicing Anglican. My grandfather was a practicing Roman Catholic. I used to enjoy going to church with my grandfather. But there's something that I realize when it comes to taking the sacrament or the... Yes, like I was saying, my grandmother was a practicing Anglican. My grandfather was a practicing Catholic, Roman Catholic. He goes to the Roman Catholic Church there in Mount Idle, Sandy Point. And during the time of communion or sacrament, as they would call it, you know, the Anglican minister would give you your communion, and once everybody finished drinking, he will drink all that left, whatever left in the cup. I used to say, what a ravenous fellow. But then when I go to the Roman Catholic Church and they're doing their communion, the minister would say, this is for you, but I will take it. So I'm wondering if that's what the Premier is practicing. Is he practicing for us now? I love the fella as an individual. I always say he dressed well, he speaks well, carry himself well. But
I hate show ponies.
well, I'm about to use a word that my boy, the King Ginger, used in his song. He's the biggest small-time crook I have ever seen. That is my view. Because I have listened to Premier Brantley make some presentation. And in the past, I would be lying to you if I don't tell you he had me. Until recently with this Destiny project from the meeting day on July 10th in Hanley's School, when Ms. Lawrence asked him the question, to several other presentations I've heard him made and his program at other radio stations, and basically the lies. I have yet from the 10th of July from that incident to now. I have listened to him even at his press conferences. And the spin, the lies, is really amazing. And I always tell people, it's easier to tell the truth. So why folks like this politician take the hard way out by lying when they have to lie to correct that lie,
Well, Mr. Morris, let me tell you, he's going to get a rude awakening because some of his hardcore supporters have called me, written to their offices, met me on the road, engaged me, and I know one specifically engaged me, and I literally stepped back because I knew. He says, "Oh, I hear you chatting on Mark's show," and I stepped back because I knew he was a hardcore supporter, and he says, "Make sure jam him every time he tell he lie." And this is one of his high. He said, "I support CCM, but me can't support him with that." And he started to talk about his time as a boy and being on the lands and growing cotton up on the Saddle Hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who know that he's a liar. There's a lot of people who don't know. That is why when he called him to freedom, telling his absolute blatant lies about he has no knowledge of any landowner showing dissension in Destiny, and every one of the landowners are desperate to sell their land. I realized that once he speaks to a certain audience.
Because when Mark made those statements, and I hear the big jail, Sam Kanda and Dr. Martin, if they have anything to say, and they said no.
They said, no, but then they chat after.
But after Mark came off the line, both of them had a lot to say. And this is the problem I have with people in St. Kitts and Nevis. If you cannot tell me what you have to tell me in front of my face, then I don't need to hear you. Because I'm open to any conversation. I try to do right by the people at all times. So if you feel like I am going down the wrong road, challenge me. Challenge me, let's have that open conversation. But none of them could have challenged Mark. And they know he's lying. That's the problem. They knew he was lying. And when he gonna say that, all kind of people calling the radio stations, talking about not wanting Destiny, but the landowners are not calling it. I said, no, come on, man.
Okay.
I have the clips. So right away I went into overdrive and I came the following Monday and I present those clips with you calling in on Van Radio and also on the topics. And Nevis, a lot of these folks that claim that they're running podcasts, radio stations, they have to blame themselves. Because, Stoneman, you cannot just sit down on your podcast behind a computer or a mixing board and talk and that's it. If you want actual change, you must have political action. Political action comes with a lot of things. Whether you're going to become a silent protest, and by the way, I want to tell NRP, a silent protest, you must not speak. The reason why they say silent, this is still silent. Not to have interviews. And when it comes to a silent protest, you don't advertise it in advance. You show up You turn up. You don't give nobody advance to come in for a silent protest. And this is not trying to hit an happy. It's just trying to bring awareness to them that you don't make these mistakes going forward. Because when they're going to cuss the premier, blame the premier for not coming out to work until after they finish their protest, you all have to blame yourself. You tell him what time you're coming and what time you're leaving. So why should he come before? To accommodate you for a picture up? No. So I gotta tell my boy, Brother Daly and Tulu and Carlisle and all of them, big man, you all got to blame yourself for a lot of things. While you're blaming Premier Brand, you all making your mistakes just the same. And the DJ gonna give it to you all. Very plain and simple, nothing personal. But if you're gonna call out the Premier, you got to also call you guys out. A silent protest is silent. You put a piece of tape across your mouth and you stand up. That is silent protest. Not giving interview like the leader was given. That's not a silent protest. And the police come out to do their work, then the police do their work. That is why they are called peace officers. Let them do their work. Don't trust the police for coming out. That should be a plus to you guys. So we are back on the main road here. We are passing the mountain track at the moment. The breeze is picking up. So I'm pretty sure you might hear the air of the wind in the mic. I apologize for that. But I'm going to continue to keep the camera rolling so that you guys can see where we're coming from. Like I said, Dave is nice. But the material don't look bad from the back. The material look just accessible. Yeah, the Juve is taking place here. The stone wall gonna take me to the cemetery, taking me to the dead house to get to the living. Yeah, Juve is on the way. So we are driving to the Bad Cemetery here to get away from the Juve band, the Juve crowd. Oh, there's another band ahead. There's a
That's one of the landowners. Remember the man you asked me about the house?
yeah. Yes, Alvin Brown, I don't get food easily. I give people the benefit of the doubt until they show me anything different. That's all I do. I don't prejudge. I just give everyone that benefit. But once they have yes, we just come from looking at the proposed area for Destiny. And I must say, back in town, thanks to Brother Stoneman at my Destiny. Yes, I'm DJ Mawish and I'm here with my boy, the Stoneman, back at my Destiny. So I will end my live here. Brother Stoneman again,
Okay, sir.
thanks for the ride.
No problem.
Just let me have my
Tripod?
my tripod there. Yeah, I want to thank the Stoneman for his accommodation.
I'm gonna dash home and see if I can get
Yeah,
you.
give me my bag there. Yeah. So I am here back at my area. All right, so I want to thank the Stoneman for the ride this morning, taking me around the Destiny area. I'm DJ Mawisha coming to you from the Charlestown area. So, my good people, until such time as we meet again, I'm DJ Mawisha. Say have a pleasant day. Enjoy your Juve while you're in Nevis.